Because we were all kind of dating or starting to pursue some girls that were part of a similar friend group.
Well, we all lived together, and you called where we lived the Lion's Den.
Yeah, well, that's so because it's true. We were in a freshman Spanish class together. I noticed her pretty much right away. We
never actually spoke. I mean, I certainly noticed you, and you certainly noticed me. It wasn't until maybe a year later, maybe 2, that we actually spoke for the first time. His fraternity was having like a formal that week, and that was sort of like our first dates. And it started at 7 p.m. and we just walked around and sat and talked, and we stayed up till 7 a.m. Literally, the sun came up as we were like concluding the date.
Just talking.
Yeah, just talking.
Just chatting away.
And that's
it was
really
incredible.
That was all in the first week of he and I really ever officially meeting one another. So
yeah, pretty
instant.
All right, just like that. I'm just doing it.
One of my groomsmen, his name's Dan, he gave me this advice. You'll know that you should have asked her to make it official when you come home from a date and you regret not doing it that night. We went to a very nice date, you know, nice dinner and a movie, dropped her off at her dorm, went back to my dorm and said, I should have done it. I should have asked her right then and there. So with Dan's advice, I was like building up this regret. You know what? This advice is stupid. I'm not waiting anymore. So I picked up my phone and gave her a call, and I said, hey, are you still up? She was wearing a Collada ring at the time, and it was faced so that it marked that she was single. So I was hoping she was going to be wearing that. So I took her down and we kind of walked around campus and we were talking. And she didn't have the ring on. Panicking. I was like, oh, do I still do it? Because I was gonna like flip the ring around on her finger and be like, I think we should, you know, make it official. And well, if you were wearing it. She's got an older sister, which was a huge help. Jess was a tremendous help in trying to figure out which ring.
He was traveling all the time for work, and he was pretty much gone Monday through Thursday. And
we devised a plan where on Thursdays I would land in Atlanta and I'd meet her at the mall to find the ring. It got to be the point where this was taking some time. I would be getting home at 10 or 10:30 at night, despite my flight supposed to be landing at 7. So we had to come up with an excuse. So I would start texting Joan.
5 Thursdays in a row, I got a call from my flight's delayed.
There was an issue with the weather up here.
Like every excuse you could ever think of to why someone wouldn't get there on time happened. I guess I just never put 2 and 2 together. I just am really trusting.
Sorry, Jill.
Christmas Day, and he and his folks had come over to my parents' house, and we kind of opened some gifts, and we kind of finished breakfast or whatever, and we were just hanging out.
I didn't want to propose on Christmas. I don't want to, draw the attention away from that and put it on us. Something happened.
I was playing with an iPad, and Mike disappeared.
There was just something came over me, and it was this overwhelming sense of love out of everyone in the entire room. This is it. This is the time to do it.
For about a year, Mike and I had been writing notes to each other in this one notebook that we both keep, and we just pass it back and forth, and it was really great when he was traveling so much, because it was just like whenever the mood strikes, I'm just gonna write Mike a note, kind of like a journal.
So went upstairs into her room. So I wrote this, just kind of poured my heart out in this letter to her, and just talked about where we've been, where we are, and where I think we should go.
As much as you, Michael, and you, Jill, have consented together in holy matrimony and have before God in this company of witnesses committed your lives to each other and have exchanged vows and rings, that I pronounce you husband and wife.
With all that in mind, Gillian, Elizabeth Potts, will you marry me? And I kind of look up and he's down on one knee.
And she said yes, thank God.
And so we walk out of my room and we're standing on the landing about to go down the stairs, and literally it's my parents, his parents, my sister's husband, just all standing there looking up, like weeping, like just crying already.
Last Christmas, she actually gave me the
it?
colada ring back.
Right.
On a necklace.
I didn't really need it anymore.
Yeah, she's got a better ring to wear on that finger now.
Yeah.
So
when you stay up with someone for 12 straight hours and you do nothing but talk and you never found a dull moment, it's kind of hard to imagine that you'll ever find that with anyone ever again.
I take her to this restaurant in Winston-Salem. That's a hole-in-the-wall Japanese place called Ishi, and it's good, but it's kind of like fast. Like if a date's going terribly, you can get in and out in 30 minutes, no problem.
I was that girl that was like really independent, sort of prided herself on being independent. I had close friends and close family, and I just felt like I don't need much more than that. I mean, if a guy comes, great. If not, whatever.
So I said, okay, fine, let's go to Ishi. In case things are going badly, I need a quick out.
Still texting, yeah, there you go, perfect.
Then I met Mike, and it's one of those things where you meet him, the chemistry is instant, and for the first time in my life, I just felt myself like physically and emotionally like being drawn to someone else, and like finding myself leaning into him and leaning into this relationship.
So we go to this Japanese restaurant, and we're eating, and we're there for 4 hours. We were there for so long, the seats started to mold to us. The chemistry was still there, just undeniable, and we just absolutely knew that this was it. That she is the one, and you can't deny that type of bond and that type of chemistry that we had. And the rest is history, as they say.
Not that the relationship is easy all the time, but the knowing is the thing that gets you through it all.
Introducing to you, Mr. and Mrs. Michael Marks Jr.
Nothing rattles him. He doesn't get fazed by much except for parking lots. Bad situation. Parking lots, not good.
She is just fiercely loyal. Anytime that you think she's not in your corner, you are just so wrong. Even when she's not telling you, or maybe you don't understand that she's being loyal, she is thinking about you first all the time.
A year ago, we were thinking about if maybe changing cities made sense, and I think a large part of the reason we stayed was for family.
We absolutely love both of our families, and definitely want to keep them in our lives as much as possible.
He and my dad are like the same person. Corny jokes, kind, calm, whip smart, people love them, people are better around them, and they're almost the same person to the extent that it frightens me a lot. It made so much sense, but it was never anything I thought was gonna happen at the same time. Like, I don't think I could have sat down and be like, okay, perfect guy for me is XYZ. I don't think Mike would look anything like that guy, but at the same time, it makes so much sense, and he is perfect, like, for me.
Shove it in her face.
Run away.
And then rub it, right? Yeah.
She's just so gung-ho about going as hard as she can with as much ambition and commitment towards the things that she's passionate about. It's kind of one of those things you just want to hitch onto that ride and just see where it takes you. And I try to help her and support her, and she does the same with me when I'm trying to pursue my ambitions, and it's just an incredible ride. I can't wait to see where the rest of our lives take us.